Hello friends, here I am again with a new video. The last couple of days we were still on the topic of reaction, and yesterday we talked that if reactions are anyways going to happen, why not choose the good ones? Like, why not choose the productive ones? But sometimes, let's say you have worked with your subconscious, you have communicated that I want a productive reaction, and in spite of it all, sometimes there is no way you would be able to stop intense negative reactions. We all know in our lives at least someone who is all the time like unhappy. Every time, wherever they go, they are causing troubles. They don't like the world around them. They themselves feel unhappy. They make other people unhappy. We all know such people in our lives. Probably some of us are those people. Who knows? Anyways, so there are situations where any understanding of reaction, even if you know, even if you ask those 4 questions, even if you ask for an alternative reaction, nothing will work. There will be pure unhappiness, kind of causeless unhappiness. And unhappiness, I call it like a general term, but that could be in the form of anger, fear, panic, phobias. It could take any of these forms, rage. The question is where it is coming from, what it is, and why are we not able to deal with that? Like, why even the subconscious is not able to transform them into productive reactions? The reason is, well, it may look like it is a causeless unhappiness, but it is not causeless. If you remember, once I mentioned, probably maybe on the post or in one of the videos, that there is something I call cloud of unhappiness that lives inside of us, and this cloud takes over us, and there could be a reason and it triggers this cloud, or just without no reason also this cloud can come up. So today our topic is how to deal with this kind of unhappiness which comes without any apparent reason, something that I call the cloud of unhappiness or existential unhappiness. Now, before we get into the details about what we can do about it, I just would like to clear a couple of concepts. So one of the concepts that I would like to share with you is about our energy body. The idea is that in reality, we are primarily energy, even if it looks like a very solid body. But you see, even science would say and prove that basically even the seemingly solid body, like if you go at the level of atoms and then subatomic particles, there is a huge space everywhere inside us. But yes, when the matter comes together, it appears solid, and it is solid in the sense that if you hit your hand on the wall, you will get hurt. But this solidity comes from it is based on the energy, and so we have this energy body. Now imagine that there is a pillar of energy, right? Suppose our body is based on this energy, the energy body. Now, whenever any emotion arises, this emotion, what happens is that from like a pillar of energy, some energy gets separated in form of emotion. Like our own energy fills energy, a part of it gets separated in form of that emotion. Now, quite often this emotion is processed, like it runs around through our system and comes back and falls into our own energy field, and we remain the same. So this is more like, imagine as an example, let's say there is this ocean. Now a wave from the ocean rises. For a moment the wave has risen from the ocean, it is separate from the ocean, and then eventually it comes back into the ocean and becomes the ocean again. As long as this is the situation, everything is fine. But more often than not, when the energy rises, when the energy gets separated for some time, mostly it is not processed in our system. The reason it is not processed is because like we are still not conscious beings, so this energy keeps on circulating within our system separately from the original energy that we have. So now there are two different energies: the energy of our own system and a separate energy, a new energy field within our own energy field. It's like when you put a drop of oil in water, it looks like it is going inside the water, but it is always separate from water. That is how this separate energy field stays within our system. Now, this idea of the separate energy field, it became very clear when in 1999 or 2000, I came across a wonderful book called The Power of Now from Eckhart Tolle. And I think in the chapter number 2, he's mentioning, he has given this phenomena a very nice name, like he calls it pain body. So this extra energy, the separated energy that we have, which is from stuck emotions, right? So this energy field, separate energy field, he calls it pain body. Like pain body means our own body, and separately the one which is formed from emotional pain. Now this separate energy field, the pain body, is not because of one emotion. It is comprised of all the emotion. Like every time we have had an emotional reaction, every time there was an unconscious reaction, because of our unconscious state, that energy does not become part of our own energy field, and then it merges with the existing, that pain body. So it's like when we were born, there is this little small pain body. When we grow, a little more, and then a little more. As we keep on growing, more and more of it comes. And time at time, this pain body will take us over, and then, you see, this causeless unhappiness would come. And the quality of this pain and the energy field of pain is like this, that when it takes us over, we want pain. You see, normally when there is some reaction, when the pain body is not active, normally when there is a reaction, it is because some fundamental need is not met. Like you become angry because something was not right. You feel fear because your body mind wants to save you. So there is always at least some positive intention, even behind a negative reaction. There is a positive intention. This is the normal case. But when the pain body is in action, that's a totally different scenario. What actually happens is, when the pain body takes over, there is no positive intention. All you want is more pain, to suffer yourself or to make other people suffer. How else, for example, it's possible that someone becomes so angry that they have to break someone's nose or kills another person. It's not possible. How it is possible that without this explanation that someone kills their own self, So whenever there is intense pain, it is not coming from a reaction of based on a need. It is coming from this all intense, this stuck energy field, which is like, now there are two different energy fields. So the second stuck energy field, that is what is creating this kind of intense reactions. Now this situation is very similar like to what I was talking about, the ocean. Imagine there is an ocean. The wave separates. So if the wave falls, it becomes ocean. But for example, the wave does not fall back, but wave gets stuck there, because at the moment wave goes up, let's say because of some atmospheric reasons like weather or some other condition, the wave freezes and becomes ice. So now there is an ocean and there is a frozen ice on that. So that, imagine that separated energy field, that separated energy is the frozen ice. But we have not one separated wave, we have thousands of such separated waves coming together, because since childhood, when we have been experiencing pain, we were unconscious, and every time it rises, it doesn't fall back in our own energy field, and it kind of gets stuck. So this frozen field of energy, for us it is not one wave, it is like a huge mountain of energy of pain from the past. When even if everything is right, it could still be there. There is this feeling of emptiness and not feeling at home. Even if you have achieved a lot in life, that is coming from this kind of pain. Normally, a thought or a perception will trigger a reaction. For example, when you have some negative thought, or maybe when you have when you perceive a situation as bad, you will become angry, or when you perceive that there is threat, you will feel fear. So normally this is the sequence. You perceive something, and based on that perception, emotion is created. But with pain body, it is a reverse process. When the pain body takes you over, or when this energy, the separated energy field, or how I like to call it, the mountain of pain, the cloud of pain inside us takes over, it creates, our perception becomes negative. That means when it is there, when it has taken us, it has got the control of our mind, wherever we look, whatever we see, we perceive bad, negative. And I think all of you, you must have experienced sometimes in this life that, it looks like everything else is fine, but in some moments, we just feel bad about everything. It doesn't matter what is happening out in the world, we feel bad. And when that is happening when this energy has taken us over. And in that time, when we are under the influence of this cloud, this mountain of energy, all we want is more suffering. Like because the energy is there, now our thoughts will become negative. And because thoughts will become negative, they will trigger more reaction. So there is a big circle of negative energy triggering negative thoughts, releasing more negative energy. So from our own energy field, more energy is going and getting stuck and merging with the already existing that energy of pain. So this circle makes the mountain bigger and bigger and bigger over a time. So that is also one of the big reasons. If you see children, for example, children, youngsters, they have more lighter energy, and they see the world around them more brightly. When a person becomes older, haven't you noticed, like old people, they would be complaining all the time about the world. The thing is that with age, even the mountain becomes bigger and bigger for most people. But it does not have to be like that. It is possible to change. It is possible to dissolve that mountain of frozen energy and help to merge that with our own energy field, so that we become one again. Anyone who is experiencing depression, panic, anxiety, I can assure you, any intense reaction, any reaction which is more than what it should be, is always created by the mountain of frozen energy. Now, as a simple example, just say if you are having a good day and you are in a good mood, and you have just got a promotion, and it has also your income is more, now it has increased. You just got this news, and you spill coffee on your shirt or your dress. In that moment, it will not feel very bad, because you are in a state of light energy. You are feeling good, and it feels like, okay, there is nothing wrong about this. But imagine you just got the news that the man with whom you are in a relationship for past 20 years, he is cheating on you with another woman, and after that you got to know this, and you go to office and you come to know that you have been fired from your work, and so you go back collecting your things, and on the way you get a call from your child's school that your child has caused a lot of problem. He had to call police, and you must take him from the school, and he will not be allowed to come to this school at least anymore. Now you have got all this situation on that one day, and I walk past you and I spill my coffee on you by mistake, and your reaction in that moment is going to be volcanic, because now the pain that you will feel is not about the coffee spilling on you, but the pain of the entire day coming to you. So it must have happened, isn't it? Hasn't something similar happened to you, like when few things go wrong and then something small happens, you blast on that small thing? Now what I'm trying to tell you is that just imagine, just few things going wrong in one day could give us a volcanic reaction. What happens to people when the mountain of pain from the entire life comes and takes them over? That is the reason why people, feel so depressed, they feel meaningless, they feel it is only with such pain that it is possible to kill someone or to kill one's own self. Every one of us has this frozen energy inside us, but the quantity, the size of that pain and the energy field is different for all of us. That is why some people are always like, when they are looking at you, you can feel that this is not this person looking like he wants to harm me, or he wants to give me pain. That look in the eyes is also possible to see, like you can see behind those eyes the energy of this pain from all the past. So is there anything we can do? So the goal is to do something which will slowly dissolve that mountain of energy and make it part of our own energy field. How we can do? You see, how was the mountain formed? If we go backwards, the mountain was formed by the layers of one by one wave. That means every time we felt emotion and it was unprocessed, it got frozen. So what means processed and unprocessed emotion? An emotion will be processed if we fill the emotion fully, if we allow it to be in our system, it will make its own run within our energy body and fall back into the energy field. But one of the biggest problem for us is because emotional energy is very discomfortable. Who wants to feel sad? Who wants to feel negative or melancholic or grief? So what happens is, when this kind of heavy emotions come, we will run away from them. We don't want to feel them, and because we don't want to feel them, they get stuck. If we allow them, by feeling sad, I'm not saying by being sad, I'm saying by feeling sad, allow the sadness without trying to do anything about it. So that means you're not creating a sad story, you are just allowing that feeling of sadness. So when you allow it, it will be processed and it will be gone. But from childhood, this is what I have seen, like when a child falls down and starts crying, we try to cheer them up, like, oh, everything is fine, look this lovely bird, look this. So we cut off their experience of pain, and that cut off freezes the energy which had already risen in their system. If we would allow them to go through that process, it will go through and dissolve and come back in the energy system. But because that doesn't happen, over a period of time, we have learned that whenever a discomfortable emotion comes, avoid it, don't look at it. Like we try to cheer us up. And now in today's world, it's so easy. When you feel something negative, don't feel it. You simply take up phone, Go to Facebook, open Netflix, do this, do that, do some search on internet and watch some cute doggy videos, and that's how we divert it. So the first point, if we want to dissolve that feel, we need to process that energy. And how processing happens? Processing happens by allowing that feeling, feeling that feeling, and not trying to run away from that. And second step, and this is very important step, cut the story connected with that feeling. That means when we start feeling that negative, there is a tendency, the negative emotions of that energy field will generate lots of negative thoughts. This not lots of negative thoughts will generate lots of more negative feeling. So when you start feeling that, when it takes you over, cut off the story. Don't go to the story. Go to the body. Feel the emotional energy in the body. Feel how the discomfort feels, and that allowing of the pain without going to the story will do two things. First of all, it will not create more, it will not add more layers to the mountain. And second, very important thing, when you allow it, when you feel it, the energy will return. It will slowly, it will start dissolving and return to your own energy field. Now, this is not something which will happen in one time or two times. It is going to take several months, at least several months. For many people, it can take several years. But over a period of time, this mountain will become smaller and smaller and smaller, and you will be able to maintain your consciousness without creating more pain for yourself or for others. I would definitely recommend you to read that chapter in the book, The Power of Now. There are many videos of Eckhart also on YouTube. You could find Eckhart Tolle, Pain Body. This is a very, this phenomena is very real, and only this could explain the behavior people have when they go to depression or intense rage or panic. So just to summarize this, normally thoughts or perceptions will trigger reactions, but when this energy field, the separate energy field of frozen energy takes us over, it changes our perceptions and thoughts to negative, so that more pain will be there. Have you not noticed that when you are feeling very angry, you want to destroy things around you? That is not the moment you want something. Your subconscious is not trying to take something that is important to you. That only happens when it is just normal anger. But when the anger is coming from this, when the pain body has arisen, you don't want some solution, you want more pain. I would recommend you two things. One, this book. Also, if some of you like to read something, I have connected this topic of pain body with astrology also, and I have an article. You will find the link in the show more section of our YouTube video. By the way, the article is in Russian. It has been translated to Russian. It is from one of my blog articles, so you could read a little more there as well. And the task for you will be for this day, and not just the day but the days to follow. First of all, whenever you notice this energy taking you over, be very alert and do two things. Thing number one, do not try to run away from the feeling. Allow the feeling without trying to change it. It will not kill you. Nobody in the history of this earth has died by feeling intense emotions. People die because they don't want to feel emotions. Nobody dies because they are feeling the emotions. And second thing that you have to do is, first is allow, and second thing, don't go to a story. When you are feeling negative, even if at that time your mind will justify everything, it will feel, yes, all my misery is because my husband is like that or my boss is like that. No story when the pain is there. let only be energy. When you let the energy only be there without going to the story, that energy, it will start slowly diffusing. The ice will melt, and once it melts, it comes back to the ocean and will become the ocean again. And your energy body is that ocean, the singularity that is. With that, I would like to end today's video. Hope to see you tomorrow with a new topic. Until then, have a great day. Thank you very much.